Okay, now we're running into some of the things we're talking about. Um, Homosexuality reality is, yeah, this has been in the discussion area for, well, since the groups began. Yeah. Okay, well, it's the one of the longest running ones. You know, it's because we had gay people, as they stated, lesbian people. Yeah, whatever it was that time, it's changed over the course of time. Um, the whole thing was that, in my original theory, is there's two types of homosexuals. There are biological. You're born, and as you grow up, that's just who you are. You're attracted to the other sex. It's in your genes. It's who you are. Or traumatic. In other words, at some point in your life, you had a trauma that caused you to go that way. I mean, you were molested as a child by a man or a woman. In other words, that happens a lot too. People don't want to talk about it, but it does. Girl among girls playing with each other, right? And then, yeah, so there's some sort of trauma in your life caused you to go that way. And really, at the time, the gay gene was bopping around someplace. Something, aha, you know, um, we found the gay gene, which we can say, oh, this is the gene. This is going to conclusively prove that homosexuality is biological. Problem was a lot of people who were in a heterosexual relationships had this gene. It's just a gene. It occurs in a lot of people. But somebody said we'll call it the gay gene because we found in this certain amount of gays that gay people, I guess they studied, had it. Yeah, that was false because yeah, it's a fallacy. And that was proven a fallacy, so there is no such thing as a gay gene. But what we also discovered is that when you did your studies with, yeah, showing, we looked at the pornography studies, and I'm going to call them that. No, you didn't call them that, but that's what I'm going to say. Where you had gay couples, heterosexual couples, watch different types of pornography. They watched straight pornography, gay pornography, women, women, men, men, and you found the gay men got excited by girl on girl porn. The physical changes. It's like, yeah, they got excited by it. So if that is not your type, yeah, the males, heterosexual males, got excited by the guy on guy porn, and it's just a natural reaction. Would they outwardly say, "Ooh, that got me excited," but you can't. Your body doesn't lie, right? Yeah, the physical traits don't lie here. Yeah, your blood temperature starts to rise, your blood starts to pound, your heart pounds a little harder when you're watching it, right? And it was, yeah, the girls got excited by the lesbians got excited by male gay porn. It was, yeah, that was kind of shocking to you, yeah. But then it was like, well, why is there no difference? This doesn't make any sense. It just disputes. And then we had the thing where somebody had a trauma as a child, um, molestation. We had those in there. You were molested, you said, by, yeah, other girls, kissing, playing with each other, and you liked it. And later on in life, you started having, right, you had a lesbian relationship as a teenager, and then when you went to college, you moved into a heterosexual relationship, and then you moved out of that into a homosexual relationship, a lesbian relationship, then you moved back into it with a heterosexual relationship, had your children. That didn't work out, and you went into a lesbian relationship of which both of you cheated with men. Yeah. And So you got into a relationship with a man, and you moved back in, and that didn't last. You back into a lesbian relationship, right? So you've run the gambit, and you found that pretty much everyone ran the gambit. And then over 90 percentiles of women who classified themselves as lesbians back then have moved in and out of the relationships. In other words, they've gone from, right. And even though, and this is the one that I really liked, they've just involved a man in their relationship. Right. They've, because they like it. You can't say, oh God, I hate, you know, yeah, the guys that were in this study, when they were the ones that wanted to do the TPT, changed their minds. Said, okay, yeah, you're right. I moved in and out of relationships. But most of the men that started off as gay as younger, majority moved into, right, correct. They had bisexual relationships. In other words, they had a girlfriend, and then they would involve another guy with them, and then they would have sex with the guy and the girl. So, right, so that's where the infant's trisexual, TRY sexual. People, that's what people are. You label yourself as one thing, and you pinhole yourself into this, I'm gay. No, you're not. You choose to be. You choose to be a heterosexual. You choose, some people choose to sit on cucumbers. Some people like being smacked around. It's whatever you're people are sexual beings. So what you should say is, I'm sexual, and I like different types of ways of getting myself off. Some people like to be choked. Some people like to be whipped. That all kind of runs the gambit. But then we get into the religious implications of, a book written by some guy in a cave. And, well, in the Bible it says this. Some guy wrote it in the Bible. You don't know who wrote that. All right? There's no proof. Show me the original copy and show me who said it. And, right. I mean, I'm Catholic, so yeah, it's against our religion. I never had a homosexual relationship. But can I say, like everyone else, I've seen it. Does it turn me off? Does it turn me on? I don't know. It's right. I didn't take part in the study, and more than likely, to be honest, if I would see people having sex, I was like, yeah, that looks good. I'd like to do that to that person, whether it's right. It's whatever gets you off. And this is what people are, men or women. It's not, the reality is that there's no such thing as homosexuality. You're a sexual being. Simple as that. You choose. Now, that's the thing where they have sexual preference. Well, if you want to put sexual preference out there, you're going to start listing all kinds of stuff, right? Your sexual preference, are you going to have, it's going to be the BDSGLP, whatever it is. You can go through the alphabet 5 times with different things that people like to do, Exactly, I like, right. I like having somebody spray paint me and then spank me or whatever, or put that, was that one, pour the, right, the stuff on there and pull it off. I like somebody who strips my hair off, or, I like having my hair pulled, or somebody said I like, being choked, or I like, right, with machines. I like mechanical sex with I prefer 6-inch dildo instead of a 12-inch dildo, or I like cherry flavored nipple rings or whatever. All different kind of stuff. So this whole thing you have, this like, I'm gay. No, you're not. I'm heterosexual. No, it's two facts that are that are provable and beyond any and all reasonable doubt that there is in this world. You are one, a human being, and you are two, a male or a female. After that, this is the truth. After that, everything's a choice. You choose your sexuality, you choose your religion, you choose all kinds of different things. You choose to be a racist. You choose everything after that. You choose because it's two overriding facts: are you're born a man or a woman and a human. After that, everything is a choice. And right, there's all kinds of studies out there. Blah blah blah. Studies are crap, and they can be disproven. We disproved all of them. Yeah, he brought in these studies on. He tried to prove it, but every time he brought in the studies on homosexuality and the biochemical reactions and all that, blah, blah, no, it fails. It cannot be repeated. What can be repeated is you're a man or a woman. Now, you can change sex, be a transsexual, I guess, but still, once you trans, you are a woman or you are a man. That's your choice. So you can choose that after the fact, but you're born one of two. And after that, all the choices you make. You can't change being a human, right? You can change your sexual identification, but even if you change sexes, if you are a woman that becomes a man, not the same. You got to take drugs, artificially promote yourself your whole life to be a man. Same thing as being a woman. If you go from a man to a woman, you got to artificially take hormones and things to keep yourself in that state because men and women are different, biologically, but we are all humans, and that's just it. The reality is, there are traumatic people have a trauma in life, but even if you have a trauma, say if you're molested as you were, you switch back and forth, and a lot of young boys who were molested go on and they don't want to have anything to do with men the rest of their life. Some of them like it. Maybe as a 11-year-old they got off by a man and that's what they learned and that's what they liked, and so when they got later on, that's what they wanted to do. They could choose not to do it. Psychology is stupid, right? We've gotten that part of it out there. Psychology is false. Right? Yeah. You still can choose. And they say, I can't choose. No, you can choose. You're a liar if you say you can't choose. Just a flat out, straight up liar. If you say, I'm born this way. No, you're not. You're born a human being, a man or a woman. You're not born gay. You're not born predisposed to be a murderer. Things that you learn. Right? Now, excuse me, I said psychology, not psychiatry. Psychiatry is a legitimate and much needed profession. Psychology is a bunch of hacks. And the psychology group, we proved it, they are hacks and they know they're hacks. But the psychiatrists, no, they're doctors. They look for a medical reason. Right. Well, they do talk therapy, but there's a medical reason they look for. The first thing you should look for is a medical reason for something. Is there a problem in your brain with the wiring, right? It's like you take your car to a backyard mechanic who says, well, it might work. That's what I compare. A psychiatrist is like going to the dealership. It's more expensive and there's more professionals there and they got all the equipment and everything to find out what's wrong with your car. Psychology is like going to the garage down the street where they don't have all the equipment and they don't work on that type of car all the time. And they look at it and they might say, oh, well, it might be this. Okay, well, that wasn't it. Try something else. It might be that. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try something else. And I think a lot of people have done that. He said, I took my car down here and the guy fixed it. You can watch, Judge Judy, and People's Court, and all those. Yeah, you take your car and you get it fixed, and the next thing you know, you drive out to the lot and go six blocks and it's broken down. Well, they didn't fix the right thing. They tried fixing it, but they didn't know what they were doing. That's the difference between psychology and psychiatry. It's backyard mechanic versus going to the dealership. Okay, though, I know I'm off on that rant. Let's bring it back to this. Yeah, the homosexuality reality really is no such thing as homosexuality. That's the reality. All right. Okay, let's move on to something else.